Now, the current bullpen projected looks like this. Daniel Palencia's got nasty stuff. We saw him in a high-leverage role last year. Familiar names like Porter Hodge and Ben Brown, Jordan Wicks, Javier Assad, two lefties in that group. And, Sack, one thing we know, Craig Counsell knows how to mix and match with the best of them because there's no defined roles in that bullpen.
Yeah, and listen, what the Cubs go to spring training with when they get to Mesa, Arizona, has no bearing on what's going to happen as the season plays out. In his days with the Brewers, he called his bullpen guys out-getters. So you may have pitched the fifth or sixth inning or the eighth and ninth, but when you put on a Cub uniform, you play for Craig Counsell, be ready at any time. I think this is really a unique situation for the Cubs. Drew Pomeranz pitched very well for them. Thielbar is a free agent, and Mitch Keller was a free agent. So there's three guys that were very important pieces of that bullpen the last few weeks of the season. And you get a guy in Maton, even though he's right-handed, during the course of his career, he has really good splits against lefties. So he's a guy, particularly in this day and age with the three-batter minimum, where it's not so much specialty. He can equal opportunity, get righties and lefties out. Solid with the Cardinals, acquired by the Rangers, pitched well for the Rangers. Another in the line of out-getters that Craig Counsell likes to have in his stable of bullpen arms.
You said it. Cardinals and Rangers last year, 2.79 ERA. 81 strikeouts over 61 and a third, average and whip, both really strong. A guy that we like because he fills that multi-inning role. He's a swing guy. You're not just bringing him in for 3 outs. He can do a lot and help them out in a variety of ways.
He can. And I think one of the things the Cubs looking at their starting rotation, they're going to need some depth in that bullpen. They went to that bullpen often last year. And I think if you're Craig Counsell, in the way baseball is played right now, you're going to get X amount of innings. You can count on between 150 and 175 innings out of your starting pitching. Those days of looking for 200 inning guys, you'd love to have them, but they're not around that much. So you can never have enough ammunition in the bullpen.
We actually looked it up. The Cubs spent $56 million in free agency last year. So there's this reputation with them that they're not willing to spend. Now, one thing we know is that Kyle Tucker, we kind of saw that divorce happening as the season went along, and especially in the early stages of the offseason. So here are their notable free agents. And the guy that you mentioned that I love is Thielbar. Despite the age, he was a guy that ate up really important innings for them, and he came in some big spots down the stretch.
Yeah, listen, there were some unusual suspects, and Pomeranz came out of nowhere. Started the year, threw the ball great for their bullpen last year. I think looking at the Cubs, I don't know if they're going to be in the mix for Kyle Tucker. From everything that we hear, and if you believe there's smoke, where there's smoke, there's fire, it seems like there are several big market clubs, one being the Blue Jays, that have Tucker on their radar. And if that's the case, I don't think you'll see the Cubs get in a bidding war for Kyle Tucker. If that market isn't as robust as Kyle Tucker and his representatives think that it is, or it plays out to be, then maybe they'll backdoor their way in, but I don't see him in a Cub uniform.